panelists. We start off with the impressive Eisha Khalid. We've got the impeccable Arshad Mohamed Ali, the incredible Sara Amani, the indispensable Danyal Imam, and the illustrious Umar Jamil. Let's give them a hand, folks. Okay, now a little bit about how today's event is gonna go. We're gonna start off with the opening remarks given by Mr. Todd Krieger. Then we'll have the student presentations. And after each presentation, we're gonna give our judges about 2 or 3 minutes so that they can make their evaluations. Then once all the students have presented, we'll have a break. And in this break will be about 10 minutes, you'll get to vote for the People's Choice Award. This is a 3-minute thesis tradition, which allows you, the audience, to vote for your favorite presenter. So you will see a link or a QR code, which will take you to the survey where you can place your vote. Finally, we have the announcement of the winners, and then the closing remarks given by Dean Malawi. A couple of notes. This event will be recorded. Please keep your mics off and your cameras off. Of course, presenters, you'll have to make an exception. Now, I would like to, there will also be no Q&A session in this event. Now, I would like to thank our sponsor, ConocoPhillips Qatar. This event would not have been possible without them. And it's no secret that Texas A&M and ConocoPhillips have a long and successful partnership. And I'm very proud that the Graduate Student Association gets to play a small part in that. This is not the first event we've had with ConocoPhillips, and working with them over the past couple of years has been a wonderful experience. On that note, it's my pleasure to welcome Mr. Todd Krieger, the president of ConocoPhillips Qatar, to give his opening remarks. Mr. Krieger, the floor is yours, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to welcome everyone to the final stage of the inaugural Texas A&M at Qatar 3-minute thesis competition. This event has seen intense competition as many outstanding Aggie graduate students submitted a broad range of presentations in hopes of reaching today's final. A special congratulations to our top 5 who you will hear from shortly. While today's finalists earned their spots, we are proud of everyone who participated in the competition. We would also like to recognize the Graduate Student Association for their part. Their commitment to advancing the development of Texas A&M University at Qatar graduate students must be commended. And events like this are proof of their success in this space. Now, any aspiring scientist, researcher, or engineer would benefit greatly from possessing the ability to break down complicated concepts for a non-specialist audience. Part of the success of any idea lies in the effectiveness of how someone communicates it to their audience. Competitions like the 3-minute thesis give graduate researchers ample opportunities to continue refining their oratory abilities, adding another invaluable skill to their repertoires. Qatar is home to world-class universities, especially esteemed American institutions such as Texas A&M University at Qatar. They are helping to maintain Qatar's status as a promising research hub. ConocoPhillips is committed to supporting Qatar's thriving academic landscape, aiding its partners in the community in order to further the growth of its student population. A strong academic community fuels innovation, which powers the country to meet and exceed its ambitious development goals. Thank you again to Texas A&M University at Qatar and their Graduate Student Association for hosting this unique initiative. We look forward to meeting these promising researchers and watching them demonstrate their capabilities while presenting their thesis. Good luck to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Krieger, for those wonderful remarks. Now, the main event, we'll start the student presentations. First and foremost, we have the savant of the stents, Ms. Eisha Khalid, a master's student in material science and engineering, who will present her work on the future biodegradable stents.
Before we proceed towards her presentation, judges, please keep yourself muted at all times. And this is her slide that she will be using. We will display the slide for about 15 to 20 more seconds. And after that, I will then coordinate with Eisha here, who will then start the presentation. Okay. Okay. Eisha, are you ready to start your presentation?
Yep.
All right. Judges, I hope you're ready. And I will just give you a cue when to start. You will see a timer appear right behind my screen here. Eisha, the floor will be yours to start with in 3, 2, 1.
How many of you know someone who suffered from heart attacks? Statistically speaking, 1 in every 4 deaths is caused by heart attacks. One of the major causes is restricted blood flow due to blockage of arteries that provide blood to heart, called coronary arteries. Nowadays, even children are not safe from it. To treat this condition and restore the blood flow, a stent is inserted into the blocked arteries to hold it intact and restore the blood flow. In most of the cases, the arteries heal themselves, and a second surgery is performed to remove the stent. In this way, the cost of surgery and risk to one's health is doubled. This is where my research comes into play. I have produced biodegradable tubes that can be used as stents, which dissolves in the body without causing any harm, and we can also control the time it takes to dissolve in the body. So first, I have selected magnesium as a material for my stents because it is abundantly found in our body and is in fact a vital nutrient, so it causes no harm. Now, the conventional method of forming desired shape involves melting the material, pouring it into the mold, and leaving it to solidify. This introduces certain defects we do not want in our stents. To overcome this challenge, I have used a unique processing method in which a rotating tool is plunged into the material to soften it up and eventually form a tube in a die. Thus, all this process works below the melting point, and by staying away from the melting point, we are away from those defects. I have successfully produced a very thin wall tube that is defect-free utilizing this method, and these tubes can be further modified according to the stent design, that supports the healing process and dissolves within the body without causing any harm. Secondly, I have studied the degradation behavior of these tubes, and I noticed that it degrades at a very slow speed as compared to the ones prepared through the melting procedures. Another interesting part, by carefully controlling the heating of these tubes, we can actually control the time of the tube degradation. In this way, the stents can be customized for each individual according to their healing mechanisms. One day, hopefully my research will conclude to complete elimination of secondary surgeries required to remove the implants, and thus helping the future generations to come. Thank you.
Okay. I see you have finished ahead of time. Thank you so much, Eisha, for giving us your pitch in the presentation. Now we will move on with the agenda.
We'll give
Judges,
our judges a moment to make the evaluation.
yes, so we'll give you 2 minutes here, judges, so you can have a look and you can start to record your scores as instructed. Judges, you may proceed now. All right, judges, I hope you've recorded your scores for Eisha. Now we will move on to our next participant.
Okay, next up we have Mr. Arshad Ali, who will give us his talk on receptor-centric decision support system for nuclear accidents. Arshad is a chemical engineering master's student working under Dr. Kostas Kakosimos.
Arshad, I hope you are ready. Just one second. Before we proceed, judges, so you can have a look at his slide. We will view this slide for 30 seconds, and then Arshad, the floor will be yours to begin. Arshad, just checking in meanwhile, while judges see the slide, is your mic working okay? Just to confirm.
So yeah, I'm working from home, so I might have an issue with my mic. So I would like the judges to adjust their volume so that what I'm speaking right now, they can hear well, because I will speak at this or louder during the presentation. Most likely you'll have to increase the volume. You can see me well, yeah?
I believe so that they can hear you.
Very good.
Okay, 10 more seconds. All right. Just to confirm with you, Arshad, the timer is about to begin. Same drill as before. Arshad, are you ready?
Good to go.
Good to go. All right. Arshad, the timer shall start in 3, 2, 1.
There are two kinds of victims of a nuclear accident. There's the unlucky one, who is exposed to a large amount of radiation, which causes the skin to blister, the internal organs to malfunction, and the body to hemorrhage. And then there's a lucky one, who lived far enough and only needs to worry about cancer. Scary stuff, right? Doesn't need to be though. What if the timely deployment of countermeasures, such as iodine tablets and evacuation, could mitigate this risk and reduce this fear? This is where my research comes in. I try to understand the impact of accidents in regions with multiple nuclear plants and see how I can use this to derive the right countermeasures. Specifically, I do this for Qatar, which is surrounded by so many nuclear plants closer to it than to their own home capitals, which means Qatar needs to be prepared to respond to accidents from any nuclear plant, but at the same time, understand the impact of accidents from all the nuclear plants. I do this by developing a decision support system that simulates the life cycle of radionuclides, small particles responsible for the cancer and radiation risk, starting with their creation and release into the atmosphere as a cloud, the movement of this cloud with the wind, the deposition of the cloud on the ground, the absorption of these radionuclides by us through the food we eat, the air we breathe, and the skin we expose. And finally, estimating how much of this remains in our bodies, our organs, lungs, livers, etc. I do this for every day of the year to capture variations in wind and weather because these significantly impact the spread of the cloud. And I do this for every city, every industry, and every important area, aka receptors, people who receive the radiation, to ensure that no one is missed out. All of this is then used to derive the right countermeasure. Good news is that the system is up and running, and of the accidents are simulated from Iran, Saudi, and UAE, only 15% make it to Qatar. And of these, 95% have little to no risk to human beings. The bad news, though, that the remaining 5% have a significant cancer risk, and these make it to Qatar within hours, which re-emphasizes the need for a system like mine to be in place to respond quickly and effectively to these disasters. I am now working on the countermeasures, which include food restrictions, iodine tablets, and converting food from more radioactive forms like milk to less radioactive forms like butter. I hope that my work will inspire similar systems throughout the region to not only respond to nuclear accidents, but for all other airborne hazards. Because at the end of the day, the question is not when will the next big nuclear accident occur, but the question is, are we ready for it? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Arshad, for that presentation. and now we will have our judges who are going to start with the judging again. Just one second. Sorry about the technical difficulty here. And yes, you can begin. Oh, sorry. We'll just give 30 more seconds since we have to just move on with the agenda. Meanwhile,
All right. Our next finalist is Ms. Sara Amani, who will talk to us today about how attractive the engineering profession is for females in Qatar. Sara is a PhD student in interdisciplinary engineering.
okay, we'll just go ahead with the slide that Sara will basically be using as against for 10 more seconds. Meanwhile, Sara, can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I guess, yes. I can hear you loud and clear.
Great.
Okay, we will have this on for 20 more seconds. Okay. So I'm just going to start the timer now. You can see at the back of my screen. All right, Sara, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. The timer shall start in 3, 2, 1.
As many of you may know, engineering has always been a male-dominated profession, and for the most part continues to be. In the US, engineering schools on average report roughly 80% male students and only 20% female. In the Middle East, women actually dominate engineering academic programs, and TAMUQ reports 51% female student population. Despite the high number of women graduating with degrees, there's still a large gap in terms of the numbers of women actually working in the industry. The percentage of practicing women engineers in Qatar's oil and gas sector is less than 8%. Then what happens to all these capable women who are graduating as engineers from top institutions? Do they never enter the workplace to begin with, or do they enter and then leave? These are some of the questions that I have been trying to find the answers to, and so far it's a mix of both. So really, how attractive is the engineering profession for females in Qatar? It's a tough question to ask, but what I am working on is voicing the experiences of female students and alumni of TAMUQ who are in different stages of their careers. I have been a part of creating surveys and conducting countless interviews and focus groups with current juniors and seniors, as well as alumni who date back to our first graduating class of 2009. The questions asked include their motivation to pursue their major, gendered experiences in cases of discrimination, the working environment on site and in the office, opportunities for growth, and overall career satisfaction. There's a lot happening in the industry behind the scenes that may contribute to why many women may not find the field accommodating for them. Qatar has done an excellent job on the educational side of things, but to fulfill the national vision for 2030's goal of developing a capable and motivated workforce and increasing opportunities and vocational support for Qatari women, these issues need to start being discussed. From what I have collected so far, it is clear that Aggie engineers feel very comfortable in the university and are very technically capable at their jobs. The university provides a safe space where women do not stand out and do not have to question their qualifications. Unfortunately, when transitioning into the industry, the environment isn't always comfortable or welcoming for the few or only women in the room. If female engineers are not present at work elsewhere, it's because there's not many to begin with. What's special about Qatar is that there's actually plenty of women who have been trained well and just are not represented. My goal is to help bridge this gap so the industry can finally utilize this missing workforce. In order to get more people involved in the discussion, I hope to use this data to develop responsive workshop materials to get more people to talk about this. To further empower women, their concerns must be brought to the table.
Thank you so much for that presentation, Sara. Judges, you may start scoring the presentation of Sara beginning with now. Okay, we can move ahead with our next presenter.
All right, next up we have Muhammad Danyal Imam. Muhammad is a master student at Texas A&M studying chemical engineering, and he'll talk to us about his thesis on photocatalysis and the development of green hydrogen as an alternative fuel.
Okay. This is the slide that Danyal was using against his presentation. Okay, Danyal, I hope you're ready.
Yes, am I loud and clear?
Yeah. Can you just speak a little more louder?
Sure. Is this better?
Yeah, that's better. That's
All
better.
right.
Okay. We're just gonna have your slide up for about 15 more seconds.
Murtaza, let me know if you hear any background noise from my end.
Now it's better. Now it's actually much better.
All right.
No background noise whatsoever. I think
Okay, perfect. Perfect.
And 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay. Danyal, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So your timer shall start right here, as I said. Okay, Danyal, your timer, the timer is going to start in 3, 2, 1.
We live in a world powered by fossil fuels, and as a result, we have caused nearly irreversible damage to our planet. Global warming is arguably the most widely recognized and discussed issue, and yet our carbon emissions remain at unsustainable levels. Our refineries and industries continue to damage our planet, and our ecosystem continues to pay the price. Over 72% of total greenhouse emissions stem from just energy production and fossil fuel use. This, more than anything else, is the area in need of greatest change. But what if, instead of implementing mitigation techniques that may hinder but not eliminate the damage, we cut the problematic source? What if there exists another fuel that does not incur any carbon emissions at all? And the answer is a fuel for the future: hydrogen. It's a fuel that powers the stars through nuclear fusion, a fuel that when burnt produces only water as a byproduct, and a fuel with a much larger energy content than any other fossil fuel. While we cannot utilize it the same way the cosmos do, can we tailor a way to have it power the Earth as well? Hydrogen is one of the most abundant elements on Earth. However, it exists predominantly in a form bonded with oxygen, H2O, or water. Extracting the hydrogen from water traditionally requires a large supply of electricity, and producing this electricity using fossil fuels incurs a lot of carbon emissions, negating the benefit of using hydrogen as a fuel in the first place. But what if a technique could be developed that uses renewable sources of energy to extract the hydrogen from water in a process that does not incur any carbon emissions? Photocatalysis, my area of research for the past few years, has the potential to achieve just that. Photocatalysis involves the use of a catalyst which is activated using solar energy and can split water to produce hydrogen. This technique is still under development, with the current catalyst efficiencies still too low for the process to be commercialized. Many photocatalysts require high energy UV light for activation. However, UV light only constitutes about 5% of the solar energy we receive on the surface of the Earth, with lower energy visible light and infrared radiation making up majority of the solar spectrum. To utilize a greater portion of the solar energy that we receive on our planet and to increase catalytic efficiencies, it becomes imperative for us to develop photocatalysts capable of operating under visible light. Much progress has been made in the past few years, and I have been working on developing and testing new materials capable of harnessing visible light for hydrogen production. My work is aimed at designing and synthesizing novel materials exhibiting faster rates of hydrogen production from water under solar radiation and greater stability than current literature standards. Should this dream of using hydrogen as a green fuel become realized, the worldview on energy consumption may be drastically altered. Unsustainable carbon emissions become a thing of the past. The negative impacts of global warming and climate change may be reversed. And eventually, if that happens, I hope to say that I played my part in helping achieve that dream.
I guess we went a bit over time, but thank you so much, Danyal, for giving us your presentation. Just give me 1 second. Judges, you can start scoring Danyal's presentation now. right.
All right. Now, last but definitely not least, we have Muhammad Omar Jamil, master student in chemical engineering at Texas A&M, who will tell us about a novel tool for coupling chemical processes towards sustainability.
This is the slide that Mohammed Omar Jamil will be using. Mohammed, can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes.
Okay. I can hear you loud as well. Can you just speak a bit louder? That's okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Okay.
Yeah. We will have the slide on for 15 more seconds. Can start now, I guess. Okay. Omar, you ready? All right. Okay. And the timer shall start for you in 3, 2, 1.
Money, society, or nature? Which one matters the most to the businesses? Sadly, money, isn't it? To achieve economic goals, there are many businesses that produce many valuable products like plastics and fibers. But at the same time, these processes emit around 13 billion tons of CO2, which impacts our people and our environment. Now you'd ask me, are there any processes that avoid producing CO2? Well, the answer yes. However, these processes have high energy demands and other challenges, and that is why they're not commercial. In my research, I worked on this problem to find and promote sustainable solutions. I worked on two sustainable processes that do not produce CO2, have similar feeds, similar products, and also similar operating conditions. However, the challenges are that process A produces a lot of heat, which is way above the safety levels, whereas process B demands a lot of heat, which costs a fortune to supply. So I thought, why not combine these two processes in a way that they can fulfill each other's heating requirements and do not require an additional source of heat. But this would not be an easy process because there are multiple factors involved in this process. After months of work, I was finally able to couple these processes. And the results were quite promising. I was able to save around 9 megawatts of energy, which is equivalent to the electrical consumption of 10,000 households in 1 year. Oh, and what happened to the CO2? Well, because I used sustainable processes, I was able to save what 15,000 cars would emit in 1 year. Now you'd ask me, you only worked on two processes. What about the other hundreds of chemical processes which are not even optimized and produce unjustifiable waste? So I thought to myself, can this approach that I developed only for one example be used for a broader impact? Of course, I developed this tool in such a way that it outlines the generic steps to input values for any sort of chemical processes and guide us towards optimized solutions. And what makes it more beneficial is its capability to incorporate sustainability factors like environmental legislations, like social impact, and also economics. My further goal is to automate this tool so that it requires less human intervention. With this tool and other research contributions, let's fight the global fight and join hands together towards a more sustainable future. Let's make this decade a decade of action and transformation. Thank you.
Right on the dot. Thank you so much, Omar, for your presentation. And now we are going to have our, let's see, just give me 1 minute. And I hope you guys have readied your phones and whatnot, because we're about to start. All right, guys, this is the time that we'll have for the break. You guys can go and grab a cup of coffee or some water. And for the participants, hopefully a sigh of fresh air. Now the voting for People's Choice Award is going to be in progress. I would like to urge everyone that if possible, that either they can scan the code or I can type the link in the chat. If you just give me 1 minute, you can go and vote for your favorite participant by using this form. And the voting will open for 10 minutes. So please vote for the presentation that you like the best. The power is in your hands, and I guess the voting has officially commenced. For in case the QR code is not working, just use the link in the chat that I have sent. It should open up.
Okay, guys, thank you all for voting. We're gonna close the People's Choice Award form, and we will announce the results shortly.
Ladies and gentlemen, please bear with us. We're still tabulating the scores. Just give us a couple of more minutes and we shall start the announcement of the winners soon. Ladies and gentlemen, very sorry for the delay. Please just bear with us. The scores are still being tabulated, given the very impeccable presentations given by all our participants. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll just resume in 3 minutes. Sorry, I know I'm taking your time here, but the more the suspense, the merrier, isn't it?
Okay. So we know you've waited a long time, and unfortunately, we're gonna have to make you wait just a little bit more, because before we announce the winners, we need to acknowledge some people who helped make this event the great success that it was. Starting with our panel of judges from Texas A&M, Dr. Yanis Economou. Dr. Marwan Khureshi. And Dr. Joseph Ura. From ConocoPhillips, Mr. Todd Krieger. And Ms. Dareen Dardour. Thank you, judges, for all your hard work and your time.
Before we announce the winners, there are also some more people who we really wanted to thank from the bottom of our hearts, and without whose effort, this event would not have seen the light of day. And their efforts are simply very important to us in order to make this event the success that it is happening at the moment, and what the struggle that we have achieved so far. We would like to start with Ms. Sara Amani from ConocoPhillips. Ms. Sara helped us to kickstart our event in the first place and ensured in order to coordinate with the various departments in helping us and organize this. And also from ConocoPhillips, we would like to thank Ms. Hamda Al-Kuwari, who helped us to design the event's posters and the social media and all the artwork that has been there for this event. And furthermore, from TAMUQ, we would also like to acknowledge some people without whose help we would not have made this event any successful as it is. Starting with Ms. Carol Nader, who helped us to organize with the different departments once again. And from the marketing department, Ms. Leslie Kravold. And finally, and Ms. Neha Rashid. Ms. Leslie and Ms. Neha were the key in helping us to design our websites, as well as guide us along in how to take care of our design specifications. And without whose help, we would not have achieved any of the artwork that we have here. So all the people that we mentioned, thank you so much in order to help us pull this event off very successfully. Over to you, Jack.
Special shout out also to Dr. Morgan Schweiler from Texas A&M's Graduate and Professional School. She was very helpful to us in organizing this event, and also in helping our finalists get ready and work on their presentations at every stage in the competition. Ms. Sabrina from the Student Affairs, who of course was very helpful in promoting and advising us. The Dean's Council for all their support. And a special shout out to my partner in crime, Mr. Murtaza Khan, who put in a lot of effort into making this event a phenomenal success. Zoom has many capabilities. Unfortunately, we still don't have teleport mode. So for all those who we thanked, we will get in touch with you shortly and on how to get you your plaques. Now, moment of truth. Dum, dum, dum. The winners. I'll now happily give the floor to Mr. Krieger to announce the winner of the People's Choice Award.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I know I'm supposed to have one sentence, but before I do, I want to say that it was a great contest, but the problem with a 3-minute thesis is it's just that, a 3-minute thesis. Great presentations to all of the finalists. Very difficult to pick a winner. Outstanding work. I would have loved to have continued on and asked questions and further understood or better understood your work. So congratulations to everyone. You're all winners. But I've been given this to say, the winner of the People's Choice Award is, drumroll, Sara Amani. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Sara. You just won yourself a brand new Fitbit. All right, next up, I give the floor to Dr. Bazzi, who will announce the runner-up of the competition.
Thank you so much, Jack. I would like to second what Mr. Todd Krieger said. I mean, this has been an amazing event. I would like to thank Jack and Murtaza for their leadership in making sure it's a success. The 5 presenters did an amazing job, to be honest. And, this is a proud moment for Texas A&M graduate students. So thank you all. Now, based on the guidelines I received from Jack, I'm going to read the statement as is. The runner-up of the inaugural 3MT competition at Texas A&M University at Qatar is Muhammad Danyal Imam.
All right, then, the big finale. I happily welcome Dean Malave to the floor to tell us who won the competition.
All right, thank you. And again, I'm going to do some closing remarks. So I will thank everybody in my closing remarks. So I'm just going to announce the winner of the inaugural 3MT competition at TAMUQ. It is a great honor and great pleasure to me to announce that the winner is Sara Amani.
Phenomenal job, Sara. Phenomenal job. Congratulations. You just won yourself an iPhone. Brand new iPhone 12.
Wow.
All right, then. I give the stage back to Dean Malave to give us the closing remarks.
All right. Thank you. I will not keep you for a long time. First of all, I would like to thank Mr. Todd Krieger for the generous support of ConocoPhillips to this competition. Like somebody said at the beginning, it will not be possible without the support of ConocoPhillips. I know that Todd is a good friend of Texas A&M, a great Aggie, and a big supporter of everything that we do here at TAMUQ. I also would like to thank Murtaza and Jack. This has been a phenomenal event. Most of us have participated in many Zoom events for the last year. And I have to say that this is probably in my top 3, if it's not the first one. It's been a phenomenal. It has been very professional. It has been educational. And also it has been fun, to see all the work that has been done by our graduate students. It is truly, like Dr. Abbasi said, a great moment for our graduate program here at TAMUQ. It is not that easy. It was not easy for the judges. I know I was not a judge, but I know it was not easy to select the winner. I'm really proud of Sara Amani, and all the other participants. But because it is not that easy to put together a 3-minute, talk. Sometimes we refer to this as an elevator talk. They say that when you want to present a new idea to your boss, you catch your boss in the elevator and you only have 3 minutes to convince your boss that what you are presenting is a great idea. So it is phenomenal to see the job that has been done here by the students and the people that help, prepare the students for this time. So again, I would like to congratulate everybody. I would like to congratulate the Graduate Student Association for putting this event together. I'm looking forward to having more events like this. Congratulations to Sara. Congratulations to Imam and to other participants. And I wish that this event would have been in person. We were planning for an in-person event, but due to the new COVID restriction, we did it in Zoom. But it really has been very professional, very well done, and I have enjoyed. So again, I'm proud of all of you, and congratulations.
Thank you, Dean Malave, for these remarks. And that's all, folks. Thank you to all the judges. Thank you to all the finalists. Thank you all for coming. We hope you enjoyed this event. This will be our last event of the semester, and I hope it was a good culmination of a good year, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you very much, and have a great evening.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. The winners, we will be in touch with you very shortly to coordinate how to give you your prizes and certificates. as well as we'll also be in touch with all our other participants in order to deliver you your certificates. And with that, thank you everyone. Thank you judges and all the other dignitaries for making this event a great success. Please take care, stay safe, and Ramadan Kareem.